Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you appreciate my little presentation here. In the past couple weeks and months, there's been a total fog coming over our Second Amendment, and we've seen the slow destruction of the Constitution. I hope I can clear some things up in this video on some misnomers, and in addition to some new learnings that I have come across. In the last couple days, we've become aware of the bombing in Boston and the use of pressure cookers. Casualties occurred, people died, and at that particular bombing, no weapon of a handgun or a rifle was used to kill anybody. We've been coming under a political correctness lately of what to say, new words, new definitions to things. The AP last week came out with the announcement that they will be removing the word illegal alien from their style book. So if you read any future newspaper articles and you don't see the word illegal aliens, you'll know why, because the AP decided to remove that word. Not politically correct. If you're a little kid in school and you want to read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, we all know some words have been removed from that. In the past, I've called myself a gun owner, but in light of what happened last week, I have to start rethinking what I am, and I think I have to call myself, or maybe a new terminology will be a weapons platform holder. We all know that a handgun or a rifle shoots a projectile, either made of lead or copper, which when that projectile leaves the weapon and impacts the human body, it can create damage to organs or even create death. But it's a platform, a means to ignite a projectile, send that projectile out of the weapon, and then hit its planned target. We've come across the pressure cooker. The pressure cooker is a device that intends to take projectiles and place them in an inaccurate manner in a wide 360-degree radius to create damage, again, to the human body, just as a projectile out of a handgun or a rifle would occur. Due to political ease and terminology, we have come across the word AR. Everybody classifies it as an assault rifle. While the AR-15 was first built by Armalite as an assault rifle for the United States Armed Forces, because of financial problems, Armalite sold the AR-15 design to Colt. The select fire version of the AR-15 entered the U.S. military system as the M16 rifle. Yes, the M16. Colt then started selling the semi-automatic version of the M16 as the Colt AR-15 for civilian sales in 1963. Although the name AR-15 remains a Colt registered trademark, variants of the firearm are independently made, modified, and I mean modified, and various names by multiple manufacturers, and they are multiple manufacturers. Hence, the word AR in 15 is not assault rifle, but the government again wants you to think that's the way it is, but it's not. A pressure cooker is a delivery system of projectiles. An AR-15 is a projectile system of weapons. We're going to go into a little bit about these projectiles, and we're going to cover pressure cookers and the AR and what it's capable of doing. Now, being a concerned person about the safety of his delivery systems, I'm not going to use the word rifles anymore. I'm keeping all my delivery systems locked up in my safe, so when I'm away from home, I don't have to worry about hopefully anybody breaking in, the wrong people getting their hands on my delivery systems. I have to the right my high capacity stainless pressure cooker, and on the left hand I have the black tactical version. Because they're made of the same material, same design, but one is painted black, I have to call it a tactical pressure cooker because that's what the government wants me to call it, just like my weapons. If it's black, it must be an assault rifle. Now here's some of the projectiles I was talking about. I have a 45 on the left, I have a 223, a 7.5, a 22, and I have my pressure cooker projectiles. Now,
okay, here we are at a local ammunition store. I want you to notice the shelves are completely almost empty, and it's been this way for weeks and months and months. So this is what it looks like. Here we have in this particular store a wide selection of projectiles that we can put in our pressure cooker. Look at the shelves, are just packed full of them. But ammunition, we're out of. I really don't know what the difference is. But look at the wide selection that we have at just this one store alone. Okay, here we are at the same store, and look at this. We have pressure cookers on the shelf when we have a selection here. So let's go see how easy it is to buy a pressure cooker from this particular company in Colorado. How's it going? Good. I don't need any ID or anything to buy this pressure cooker, do I?
3216.
Oh, sorry.
This is your wallet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to get that rich.
There you go.
Thanks a lot. Okay, you saw it. I asked if any ID was required to purchase. It was simple. It was easy. So,
now I did attempt to make a straw purchase to someone, a minor or a felon, outside the store, but I couldn't find anybody, so I'll have to try it on another time. Now we're going to go into a little bit more detail about pressure cookers and weapons. Here is a 22 caliber bullet. We have a 5.7 bullet, which is same diameter as a 22 caliber bullet. It's just got a longer holder on there. We have the 45 caliber. Now, out of all these bullets on this table here, I prefer not to get hit by this one. I'd rather take one shot from any other one of these versus the 45, which is from the Thompson machine gun category. Yes, that same bullet goes in the Thompson machine gun, Elliott Ness, you know, that you don't see too many of those around. There's the 5.7, I'm sorry, 223. And I'm going to lay it side by side. You can see how the diameter of the 223 is slightly larger than that 22, but it's that little copper piece that leaves the delivery system and enters your body. The weapon itself isn't going to hurt you unless someone wants to strike you with it. There's the 45. See that big piece of copper there? That's what enters your body and can create damage or even kill you. Now here's the projectiles for the pressure cooker. Those whole pieces will go into you, and figure a couple hundred or a couple thousand loaded in the pressure cooker. Now this is a magazine for 200 rounds. Since the magazine is a device that holds the projectiles, we can only classify, I would assume, this is a magazine. So I guess till after July 1st, it may be an issue here in Colorado. This is the AR platform, and I mean by platform, this gun has so many accessories and modifications to change it in so many ways, it is almost impossible to classify it as an AR. It's a platform. Here's a magazine, modifiable for the 5.7, but it holds projectiles, just like my 200 round container there. And I do hear these come in 500 round and 1,000 round containers for those pressure cooker projectiles. Those bullets can be fired out of that weapon. This 5.7 can be fired out of that weapon when modified. This 45 can be fired out of that weapon. And last but not least, this 380 can be fired out of that. in addition to a 9mm and others, depending what you purchase and buy. Now, let's go to Rhonda Fields. Rhonda, I appeal to you to start legislation to ban pressure cookers. If you're so headstrong on to save lives, Rhonda, oh, by the way, this is her jail picture. She kind of failed to mention that. She has a tendency to lie sometimes. She told Obama that her son was killed by an assault rifle to Obama, and then it turns out to be a handgun. God, I mean, there is a person that will just say whatever it takes. Diane DeGetz. This woman is so cutting edge on firearms technology. It is astounding. If you reviewed some of her statements in her press conferences in the last couple of weeks regarding magazines and how they operate, it's astounding what this woman knows. But again, you have to be a leader in this forefront. Get legislation to ban pressure cookers. Department of Homeland Security in 2004 released memos and mentions foiled plots in France, Nepal, and Jammu, India, and a series of 7 pressure cooker bombs killed more than 200 people in India during 2006 during some train attacks. It is commonly known that the pressure cooker is taught in Al-Qaeda camps. In addition, ask how many soldiers have been hurt in their Humvees from pressure cooker attacks. Here's Biden. What's to say about this gentleman? When he opens his mouth, people just sit and listen in awe. So again, legislators, congressmen, if you're really, really concerned about saving lives, you really have to start working on banning pressure cookers. What can I say about this gentleman? I want you to see that gold ring on his finger. And I want you to Google Obama's gold rings. I want you to see in detail what that ring is all about. Again, here's a gentleman that devoted a whole press conference last week on Sandy Hook children. He gets them in front and even showed up in Denver at the police academy and created a fake backdrop with all the police officers just to spout nonsense. But ladies and gentlemen, in the end of this, it's all in the hands of the beholder, you could say. Now, here's my pressure cooker. This is what I prefer to do. Cook the evening spaghetti sauce. I don't want to take this weapon, delivery system. I don't want to use it anything other than cooking on my tabletop. But in the wrong hands, this weapon can kill 200 or 300 people, pass out 2,000 or 3,000 projectiles in a matter of seconds. No AR15 in the world can do the same thing. This can be taken into movie theaters. This can be taken into schools, and again, can create havoc. Legislators, gentlemen, ban the pressure cooker. This is the device of the future for killing. Thanks for listening to my little speech, guys.